Hey guys, today we're out here in Crofton, Maryland, just outside of Annapolis, to visit Chesapeake Bay Roasting Company.
A company that's passionate about three things: roasting good coffee, supporting the environment, and having fun while they do it.
They've been at the forefront of coffee culture here in Maryland for years. So today we're going to talk to Rick to get some of the history. We're going to talk to Tony, who's going to take us through the whole process. And he's putting the jacket on again, isn't he? He's putting it on right now behind me, isn't he?
On this episode of Hops,
Morning, Rick. Thanks so much for letting us
How you
have
doing?
it. Good to see you.
hey Rick, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you.
So, the Chesapeake Bay Roasting Company. This place looks awesome. Tell us a little bit about how everything came to be.
The company started in 2002, but got into the coffee business back in 1992. We began by importing beans actually from Italy. We did that for almost 8 years until we started Chesapeake Bay Roasting Company in 2002. In business, you know, you want to not only do good things for the community, but what could we do to give back to the environment as well? So that's where the name was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the outreach of Chesapeake Bay?
We're in a fair amount of grocery stores, specialty retail, and then you can also find us in, you know, one of the cafes or coffee bars that we service in the market too. Wow. So yeah, and the mission, I mean, it was about give back. So we created the H2O initiative, which is funding, it is volunteerism, it is education, and enjoyment. We support our customers, whether it's a cleanup, something that ties into our initiative. We provide, you know, free coffee, served well over 200 cups of coffee. Or it's a customer that maybe is opening up a new location that is purchasing coffees from us. We'll be there for their grand opening.
So I noticed that your coffee comes in a can,
Yes.
not in a bag.
This is unique packaging. We started off from day one with a can. It's a steel can, so it's infinitely more reusable, recyclable. We use soy-based inks when we're printing our labels.
And you do everything here, right? Even the labeling?
Everything is done in the building.
So what would you say is Chesapeake Bay's signature roast?
Probably the River's Edge, which is the one I showed you earlier in the can. Oh, wow. This is our #1 selling coffee in cans and also in wholesale food service whole bean bags. Oyster Reef was our launch blend and is one of our most popular, but we also have Eco Reef, its counterpart in the Fair Trade Organic, which is a big seller. You know, of course, cold brew and nitro, which we've introduced into the market, which is becoming real popular. Probably one of the funnest things we've been doing a lot of over the past couple of years is collaboratives. Coffee and beer or coffee and liqueurs with distilleries and breweries. It's a lot of fun.
So what would you say to somebody who's never had coffee before, and why should they start with Chesapeake Bay as their first cup of coffee?
Well, we roast a great cup of coffee. I think what makes us unique and different is you're drinking a cup of coffee and you're supporting the local community and the environment.
Well, this is an amazing story, and now I've got to see how it's done. Can we take a peek at the process?
Absolutely. We'll walk you through. We'll take you back and start you with Tony, one of our roasters, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Rick. Really appreciate it. Great. This is awesome.
Guys, thank you very much.
Hey guys, we're out here with Tony right now, and he's going to give us a full rundown of the process. Tony, thank you so much for taking time.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
So, tell us, what's the life cycle of Chesapeake Bay coffee?
Well, it starts right here. So this is our green coffee holding area. Bags of coffee come in on pallets, usually about 1,500 pounds a piece. They come from warehouses in Baltimore, New Jersey, get shipped here, and we hold them on these racks right here. Once it comes out of there, we put it in one of these buckets to actually use. After we unbag the coffees into the buckets, we put it either in the side hopper or it's held in this giant green silo over here, depending on how much we are doing of a specific coffee. It drops from this hopper up top into a spinning cast iron drum, and it will sit there and it will tumble the coffee. So inside here, there's essentially a stream of hot air, and that tumbling effect drops each coffee bean and it slowly roasts it.
What's the next machine in the works?
It's actually gonna be this right here, this little foot right here. So in here, there's actually a really powerful magnet, and that's gonna collect any oddities that happen to get in the coffee throughout its life cycle. All of the coffee gets run under that magnet, and then it gets shot up by air into this holding silo. And then from here, it gets weighed. Everything gets weighed. We want to be sure that everything is consistent. So this is a weigh and fill machine. It's a heat-formed vacuum pack machine. And that leads us to this guy right here. We get this really, really nice, beautiful little package that is used in food service, in hotels, it's used in college campuses for press for time. tear this off. Fresh coffee, kept fresh because of the one-way valve.
Wow.
Put it directly into your pot, hit brew, and you're good to go. This is the main way we process coffees. So these are all cans that we get from a place up in Baltimore. One of our production guys will stand right here, and they fill each one by hand.
Wow.
And then they cap each one by hand. They put it on this machine right here. They put a lid on it. They pull that lever down. It spins, seals the can top on there, which again has that one-way valve to help with the whole prevention of bursting and sailing and all of that.
Awesome. It's safe to say that the next spot is for it to get shipped out.
And right to you. We have drivers that are going to, every day, they're going to multiple grocery stores. UPS is picking up stuff. Drivers are picking up. Individual customers are coming in and getting can refills.
Is there something else you guys also support?
Yeah, so we do an entire range of allied products. So that goes from syrups, that's matcha powder, chai powder, coffee filters, everything that a coffee shop or a restaurant or something would need to run their business.
I got to try it. Can we go give it a shot?
Absolutely. I think Taylor and McConna have a little tasting ready for you guys.
Oh, excellent. I can't wait. This has been amazing, man. Thank you so much for the information.
Really, really appreciate it.
Oh, God. Let's give it a shot.
What's up, guys? We're here with Taylor and McConna. What is this process we're about to do?
This is what we call a cupping. Generally, cupping is what we use for quality control. So if we have product that we need to check in on, make sure it's tasting exactly the way we want it to taste.
We have 3 different kinds of coffees that we're going to taste today. Our Ethiopia washed Sidamo, one of our barrel-aged coffees, a lot of our collaboration parts that we do. Here we have our winter blend that just released. This is about two blends of coffees, our Ethiopia and our Guatemala. This one is our Ethiopia natural Sidamo. We're gonna do 2 cups for each. You just wanna smell the dry grounds. So now we will hit it with hot water to start brewing the coffee.
So go ahead and just...
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead and smell.
And we're gonna teach you guys how to do this because we're all gonna need to do it at the same time. This is what we call the break.
Just go break under the surface,
All right.
go back, out, back, out, back. So 3 times. So the final step before tasting is what we call just skimming off the top. So you want to put your spoons together and then you just pull right in, just trying to go along the edge, just skim off the top as much as possible.
So if I remember correctly, the tasting comes down to slurping. Is that right?
Yes.
That was a lot. So you do get the rich, nutty flavor on that.
The flavor is very strong, but the coffee is almost light, if that makes sense to me.
So now you have that one. So then we're going to our blend.
One of the things that I really get right off the bat there is a little bit of a light tart flavor to it. When you say it's the winter blend, it goes with that description perfectly.
Both of these had that same
coffee.
Ethiopian.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense then. This one has a lingering back end taste, and this one fades away quicker to me. That's the change with adding that other coffee in there.
We tasted this and we're like, this is great as it is or on a blend. So let's try it with different coffees.
Now I can't wait to move on to this one.
This is the barrel aged, also a Sidamo, but it's a washed process.
The first thing you taste is the sharp kind of announcement of the whiskey. But it doesn't have that kind of flicker of the fire, if that makes sense.
You do get a lot of that apple, like you said, and there's almost like very fruity. Whereas here, it's kind of there, but it's definitely more like, oh, this is a spirit that I'm smelling.
Doing collaborations like this, it's a ton of fun to see how they play together, you know?
Well, if anything I could say at the end of this, I'm definitely awake now, which is great. So this has been great. Ladies, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for everything. This has been one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. Awesome.
Well, we had a great time today here at the Chesapeake Bay Roasting Company. Great coffee for a great cause.
I agree. But maybe next time we can do something a little less caffeinated. Isn't it your turn for the toast this week?
Coffee first, toast later.
As always, guys, all the information you need is right below the video. And it looks like your mom made that jacket.
She did.
We'll see you next time on Hops, Grounds, and Mash. Hops, Grounds, and Mash!